School, where today, in first round IHSA playoff action, the Upstate A champion St. Charles Fighting Saints take on the mid-suburban South champion Conant Cougars. The Saints come into today's game following two impressive victories over Waubonsie Valley and Streamwood. Their 8-1 overall record is matched against Conant's 7-2 mark, with Conant rolling on a 5-game winning streak, which included 3 shutout victories over Elk Grove, Hoffman Estates, and Rolling Meadows. And now for our national anthem. In St. Charles, the wind is from the northwest and may affect play on the field. That wind would be blowing from our left to our right. The temperature is at least in the mid-20s at game time, and I would assume the wind chill is down in the teens or in the single digits. Starting lineup for the Saints offense today: quarterback Lon Erickson, number 13, Matt Flores at running back, number 47, David Zeitz, number 34, also at running back. The wideouts, number 25, Lenny Rettinger, and also number 83, Jason Reinert. The tight end is Dennis DeBasey, who's been injured on and off during the season. I assume we'll see him here today. Center Mitch Lenzen. Number 55, Steve Halverson, one of the guards. Number 75, the other guard. Number 60, Eric Schmidt. Number 53, Mark DeBasey, the tackle. And number 77, the other tackle, Tom Gilson. The Saints will kick off to open the game. Deep for the Cougars, number 22, Mike Piscatello. Number 18, Chris Guerreri. And also number 24, Corey Duddles. Again, Mark DeBasey kicking off for the Saints.
Okay. Right.
Keep it on.
Yeah.
Still on, maybe.
Yeah.
And we're ready to start this opening round playoff game. There's the kick by DeBasey. High end over end going to the far side, driving back. Number 18 down to the 2-yard line. That's Chris Guerreri. And Guerreri changes field. He breaks through. And he may go all the way with the opening kickoff.
Come on, Joe.
There's Joe Bruder after him, and Bruder takes him down at the St. 20-yard line. A 79-yard return to open the game, and it does not start on an auspicious note for the Saints. Conant opens up their offense, 1st and 10 at the St. 20-yard line. The quarterback, number 17, it's Zach Doan. And there's a single back offense. We have 2 wideouts, double tight end setup. The give is to number 40, that's Eric Revick. Revick was pinned back at his 25-yard line, and there's Steve Micah missing a tackle. And finally, after a first down, Revick down to the 7-yard line is taken down after a 13-yard gain. Cougars come out of their huddle. Now they've got number 35, Tony Carlson. I understand he scored 5 touchdowns in their final game of the regular season. Carlson takes the handoff straight up the middle, runs into a wall. He bounces off a tackler, and he will go in for the touchdown. There's a flag on the play. And let's see what the signal is from the officials. Holding against the Cougars, so the Saints get a break early on. He was at the 3-yard line. That'll take the ball back out to the 13. So it's a 1st and goal at the 13-yard line. Saints have had opportunities on all 3 plays, the return and 2 running plays, and have not managed to stop the Cougars. And there's a pass out to number 18, Guerrero, and he's going to be taken down at the 8-yard line, a gain of 5 on the play.
Second down.
Cahoon and Brian Tripp make that stop for the Saints. 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. Again, the running backs, Carlson and Reffick. And there's the pitch back to Carlson. He's going to turn the corner, and he's going to go in for the touchdown. Joel Bruder could not bring him down, so the Conant Cougars score the first touchdown of the game with 10 minutes and 38 seconds remaining, and the Saints are somewhat disheartened early on here at Norris Stadium. Andy Templeton.
Go right to the board.
Got good backs.
There's a good snap. The kick by Templeton is blocked, and it looked to be Steve Micah in there with the block. And the only good thing about this point is that we kept the point off the board. The Saints trail the Cougars with 10:38 left here in the first quarter.
Let's see where we got field position.
Off for the Conant Cougars, number 6, Dennis Bednars. Deep for the Saints, number 6, Dave Trazer, and number 20, Gordon Sindelar. Bednars will be kicking into this wind. And there's a end-over-end kick will be coming up to Trazer at the 15-yard line. And he reverses it to Joel Bruder. Bruder's at the 20, gets a hole at the 25, cuts through. He's at the 40. He's at midfield, and he's finally brought down at the 43-yard line. The tackle by number 33 of Conant. And the Saints return their first kickoff deep downfield, and they're in Conant territory at the 43-yard line. Return on the reverse, Dave Trazer to Joel Bruder. First and 10 Saints. Lon Erickson, the quarterback. David Zeitz. Matt Flores, the running backs. The give is to Zeitz on the near side, and he's going to be hemmed in and taken out of bounds for a 2-yard loss on the play. In there, and the tackle was 18, Chris Guerreri.
Slot left 99.
Second and 12 Saints out to the far side. Gary Lupa, number 21, and Len Rettinger, number 25 in the slot. Erickson rolling to his left. He's got the wind at his back. Now he takes off. He's at the 45, the 40, and down at the 36-yard line. So Lonnie picks up about 9 yards on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 3.
What do you get, 9?
8-yard gain for Lon Erickson. It's a 3rd down and a long 3. The ball is at the 37 of Conant. 9:38. The clock is running here in the first quarter. Saints trail 6-0. Erickson, and the ball's fumbled. And the Saints, I believe, have recovered at the 35. They'll gain about 1.5 yards on the play. Again, a poor handoff with Erickson and Zeitz, and the ball goes flying. That was recovered by Lon Erickson.
Come on. Go, Saints. We're on.
Saints up to the line of scrimmage. It's a 4th and about 1.5 yards. We've got J.J. Swartwood hustling on the field and also Mad Samples. There's some confusion out there. 4th and 1.5 yards. Double tight end.
So they didn't have a chance.
Erickson gives to Flores. He's got the 1st down, I believe, at the 33-yard line. So the Saints recover after a fumble and pick up the 2 yards needed. Let's see if the officials put it in a good spot. On the 33, that should be good enough for a 1st down.
Let's go, Buck.
They're going to measure.
Reinert runs the play in. That was a 1st down after a measurement. It was by the length of a football. That was a clutch run by Matt Flores. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. 8:42 remain.
I think it was 1st and 10 on the...
Here in the first quarter of play. Lonnie keeps it himself, and he trips and falls and maybe loses a 1/2 yard on that play.
Blow him off the line very good. Let's go.
Gary Lupa huddles in with the new play. 2nd down and 11. The ball's at the 34. Clock running. 8:10 remains here in the first quarter. Reinert, Lupa out to the near side. Zeitz, Flores, the running backs. And there's the give to Zeitz, and he is going to be taken down for a loss of 2 on the play. The tackle by number 70, that's John Whitty. 3rd down and 13 for the Saints. They've got to get down to the 23-yard line for a 1st down. 2 wideouts near side, Len Rettinger. Erickson gives to Zeitz. No, Erickson keeps. He's looking for Rettinger deep. The ball is out there, and it's tipped away at the last second. Defensive play by number 18, Chris Guerreri. Has been all over the field. He ran that opening kickoff back into Saints territory to start the game. Saints fail to capitalize on Joel Bruder's kickoff return, and Eric Ruth is in standing at the Conant 48-yard line. Single safety back for the Cougars. That looks to be number 25, Dave Wescher.
They did eagle down like
There's a flag on the play as Ruth gets the punt off. It hits at the 5-yard line and stops dead and is down there by number 23 of the Saints. That's Jevin Herman.
Procedure on St. Charles.
left guard.
That punt goes for naught as a procedure penalty against the Saints takes them back out to the 42-yard line, and now Eric Ruth will kick from his own 47. There's the punt. This is going to be a lot shorter. It's spiraling down at the 15, takes a Saint bounce, and it goes out of bounds at the 4-yard line. And covering that was Garrett Slauson for the Saints, so they take a 5-yard penalty and pick up a yard in the exchange.
All right.
38-yard punt for Eric Ruth. Ball's on the 4-yard line of the Cougars. 1st and 10. Lining up in his own end zone is number 35, Tony Carlson. And the give is to Carlson over the right side. He's got some room. Now he's struggling. He dives ahead for about 7 yards on the play out to the 11-yard line. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 3. Gain of 6 for Carlson.
He came through the hole and they just didn't.
Revick, the fullback, Carlson, the tailback. 2nd down and 4. The ball's inside the Conant 11-yard line.
Counter pass.
Doan gives up to Revick, and Revick is very close to a first down at the 15-yard line.
No, it should be short.
The last stop by Jevin Herman of the Saints. And it's a first down right on the nose for the Cougars. 6:03 remains here in the first quarter. 6-0 Cougars. Doan hands under center. Pitches back to Carlson. And they're going to stop him head on after a gain of maybe 2 on the play. I believe it was Jared Funky in there. Met him head on for that tackle. Steve Micah, Mike Cahoon, Jevin Herman also assisted. 2nd down and 8. Revick, Carlson, the running backs, coming out to the near side.
You got an eye right.
Looks like number 81, Tom Kaplan. The give to Carlson. J.J. Swartwood takes him down after a gain of 3. Also Jared Funky there on the tackle for the Saints.
4 runs, no pass.
Ball on the Conant 20-yard line. 3rd down and 5. Under 5 minutes remains in the first quarter. Backs in an I formation, 2 wideouts. The give is to Carlson. He's got a hole. He's got the first down and more. And there's a fumble. There's a fumble, and it's going to be, I believe, recovered by Conant, but it's going to be a 4th down. Carlson had the first down. The ball was punched out of Carlson's hands, and the fumble takes it back 2.5 yards shy of a first down. So for the first time today, the Cougars will be forced to punt. That was a gain of 10, but a gain of 3 after the ball was punched back in back of the first down mark. Number 6 punting. That's Dennis Bednar's, and there's a low punt going to Dave Trazer. Hits at the 40, and Trazer lets it roll at midfield, and the Saints will take over their second possession with great field position. 1st and 10 for the Saints. 3:45 left in the first quarter. Jason Reinert out to the near side as Lenny Rettinger split out on the far side of the field. Erickson gives to Flores, and he's met for a 2-yard loss. The tackle made by number 44, Tom LePack. The Saints have done nothing on the ground. Last 3 carries for the Saints have been losses. 2nd down and 12. The ball's at the Saint 48. This time Erickson's looking to pass. And he's going to be taken down for a big loss by number 55, Tony Esposito, back at the Saint 33-yard line. That's a 15-yard loss as Lonnie couldn't get away from the Cougar linebacker. 3rd down and 27 for the Saints. 2:26 time running down here in the first quarter. Saints have shown nothing offensively. Erickson looking to pass. He fires to Rettinger on the sideline, back at the original line of scrimmage at midfield, and he says he's out of bounds. It looked like Lenny had the catch in bounds. The officials say he was out of bounds. And that'll bring up 4th down. Rick Ruth punting from his own 20-yard line. Single safety, and Ruth drops the ball. Another mistake, and he's going to be taken down at the 20-yard line. So there's a low snap. Ruth drops it, and the Cougars are in business again, deep in Saint territory. Another mistake, and we hope this one does not cost the Saints. So a gift to open the game on a long kickoff return by Chris Guerreri. That was a 79-yard return to open the game, and now a loss on a sack and a muff punt, and the Saints are in trouble deep in their own territory. Gain of 3 that time. Brian Tripp on the stop. That was Revick on the carry. Hurry up offense for the Cougars. 2nd down and 7 at the 17. Doran is a flag, and Carlson's being pinned back. Now he breaks through and he picks up 3 yards. But there's a flag in the backfield, and I believe it's a motion penalty against the Cougars. 5-yard penalty takes the ball back to the 22-yard line. We're going to have a 2nd down and 12.
The onside tackle made the
Minute 19 remains here in the first quarter. 6-0 Cougars.
short eagle, and it looks like
Pass.
Doran looking to pass. He's got a man open, and the ball is tipped, and it's intercepted at the 4-yard line by Brent Wenberg. So the Saints come up with a big defensive play, get the ball back at their own 4-yard line with 1 minute and 8 seconds left here in the first quarter. Running down to 1 minute left in the quarter. Saints break their huddle, ball on their own 4-yard line. Dave Trazer out to the near side. Lenny Rettinger splits out on the far side. Zeitz and Flores back in their own end zone. Erickson gives the ball to Zeitz, who plows ahead out to the 7-yard line. That'll be a gain of 3 for David Zeitz.
A lot of yardage there.
Saints 7-yard line, 23 seconds clock running. Lupa out to the near side. Trazer in the slot as the flanker.
To their slot, you know, like the
Tight end Dennis DeBasey over the middle. There's Erickson looking for Lupa. That ball is almost intercepted by Guerreri and then taken in by Rettinger for a first down, or by Lupa for a first down at the 26-yard line. 19-yard completion. The Saints now have a plus 16 in total offense, and that ball was almost intercepted by Chris Guerreri, who's been all over the field for the Cougars this afternoon. But it is a first down at the 26, and there's the give to Flores, and he's going to be down at the 29-yard line. Give him 3 yards on that carry. And we're down to 2 seconds, 1 second, and that ends the first quarter of play in this first-round playoff game. The Conant Cougars lead the St. Charles Fighting Saints by a score of 6-0. Possession of the, on the third possession of the afternoon, David Zeitz has 1 yard total rushing. Flores 3 yards and Lon Erickson 7 yards. The Saints have 30 yards total offense. Conant only has 45, and there's a pass out of bounds to Lenny Rettinger at the 47-yard line. That'll bring up a second down and 6. Jason Reinhardt comes in with the play, and also Joel Bruder comes in replacing Matt Flores. Let's see if Bruder carries. Ball's on the St. 30-yard line. It's a third down and 6. And there's Erickson giving to Bruder, and he's at the 30, and he is going to be stopped after no gain. The tackle by number 41, Jason Ambrosen. And that'll bring up another fourth down. Back at his own 17-yard line. We'll punt one more time for the Saints. This time he gets a good snap. There's a rush by Guerreri, and no flag. And there's Carlson spinning away from untackle, and there's a flag down, and taken down finally by Jevin Herman at the 45-yard line. But I believe it's going to be a penalty against the Cougars back at the 35-yard line. Kick that time for Eric Ruth, and a 15-yard penalty for clipping takes the ball back to the Conant 20-yard line, where we have 11 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in the first half of play. Zach Dorn, the quarterback. Revick is the sole running back. The give is to Revick, and he is going to be dropped for a 3-yard loss. And Knapel is there, and Brian Tripp, and Jared Funky. Of 2 for the Cougars, and that's the first determined Saints defense in this ball game, and it came none too soon. 10:20 left in the first half.
He's right there to get it.
Dorn, give to Carlson. He's tripped up, and that's Mike Cahoon. Also on penetration, Brian Knapel. So there's a no gain on that play. It'll be 3rd and 12. On a third down call at the 18-yard line, Carlson back in at tailback. Revick, the fullback. 2 wideouts on the far side, and a man in the slot. There's Dorn, and he's got a man on the far side. It's number 22, and there's a pass incomplete. It was dropped by Tom Kaplan, shy of a first down, and that'll bring up another fourth down. Jevin Herman on the coverage for the Saints. Punting Dennis Bednarz again for the Conant Cougars back at his own 4-yard line. Dave Trazer standing back at the St. 46. The wind is at Bednar's back on this kick. There's a snap, almost blocked. Cahoon is going to be called for roughing the kicker, and the fair catch made by Trazer at the 47, but that'll cost the Saints running into the kicker. Cahoon commits a serious mistake on defense. Although he did not get a piece of the ball, he ran into kicker Bednarz, and that cost the Saints 15, gives the Cougars a first down at their own 33-yard line, and negates the best Saints series of the game. There's Revick, maybe gets a yard and a half on the play. At the bottom of the pile for the Saints, Greg DeRico and Brian, I believe that's Brian Knaple. That was Mike Cahoon at the bottom of the pile, not Brian Knaple. 9-10 remains. 2nd down and 8. The ball's on the 35-yard line. Revick, the sole running back. Doan dropping back to pass, and he's going to be taken down. J.J. Swartwood and Brian Knaple there to sack quarterback Zach Doan. And it'll be a 3rd down and 13. Sack that time for the Saints.
Now we got an eye left.
Lost back to the 30-yard line. It's a 3rd down and 13, and we're at 8.5 minutes time remaining in the first half. Carlson back in as the tailback, and the give is to Carlson, and he runs into 2 Saints, a loss of 1. Jared Funky was there, but the first hit was made by Greg DeRico.
Good job by Funky stepping up there, 4th down.
He was running.
Half. Now the Saints defense has returned. The defense we've watched over the last 2 weeks against Waubonsie Valley and Streamwood. Sindelar and Trazer deep at their own 36-yard line. Bednar's the punter. Good snap. Gets the punt away. He's got the wind. Taken by Trazer. He's got a run back. He's at the 36. He's at the 40. And he slips a tackle out to the 44-yard line. So once again, the Saints will start in good field position. Guerreri made that stop for the Cougars. Erickson has completed 1 out of 4 passes in the ball game. That a 19-yarder to Gary Lupa. Len Rettinger splits out right over here below us on the near sideline. Erickson looking to pass. He's got time over the middle. It's to Flores at midfield, and he fights for another yard. He'll be a yard shy of a 1st down, gain of 9. Erickson to Flores. Officially an 8-yard gain that time on that pass completion to Matt Flores. 2nd down and 2. The ball is spotted between the 48 and 49-yard lines of Conant. Erickson looking over the Conant defense. Gives to Zeitz. He's got the 1st down at the 46-yard line. And he is gang tackled, pushed back in there for Conant, number 25, Dave Wescher, among others. But that will be a Saint 1st down. 4 carries, 3 yards for David Zeitz. Been tough running against Conant this afternoon. There's the reverse to Bruder. He's got room. He's at the 45, the 40, the 35, the 30, and he's going to be down at the 28-yard line. 18-yard gain for Joel Bruder. 1st down Saints at the 29-yard line. 18-yard gain for Joel Bruder. 1st and 10 Saints. 6:16 left on the clock. Lenny Rettinger out to the far side. Gary Lupa the wide out on the near side. Saints set. Erickson gives to Zeitz. Keeps it himself. And he has got a 2-yard gain down to the 27. That'll bring up 2nd and 8. 5:50 clock running. Saints at the 27-yard line of the Cougars. This drive started back at the Saint 43-yard line. Erickson keeps it himself, looking to pass, looking for Lupa in the end zone. There's a man there with Lupa, and it went right through the hands of Brett Sharkey into Gary Lupa. Gary Lupa thought it might have been deflected, and he dropped it. He would have had the touchdown. It's a 3rd down and 8 at the 27. 5.5 minutes. Time remains in the first half. The clock is stopped after that incompletion. Lenny Rettinger right over on the near sideline as the wide out on this side. And Dave Trazer, the flanker on the far side. Erickson rolling to the near side. Pitches back to Flores. Has trouble with the pitch, and he's going to be dropped for a loss of 2 back to the 29-yard line. That'll bring up 4th and 10. On 4th and 10 at the 29, the Saints will go for it. They trail 6-0 with under 5 minutes left in the first half of play. Erickson rolling to his right. He's got Lupa open up the middle, and Lupa takes it for a 1st down at the 10-yard line. They spot it at the 11.
Job.
That's an 18-yard gain by Gary Lupa on that reception from Lon Erickson. We'll start Lonnie Erickson now 3 for 7 and 45 yards. That a clutch reception by Gary Lupa, wide open in the seams of the Conant defense. At the 11, 1st down, 4:20 left. There's a Zeitz, gain 6, or down to the 6-yard line. Gain of 5 for David Zeitz. Saints are now within striking distance. Will spot the ball back 1 yard at the 7-yard line. It's a 2nd down and 6. Saints can get a first down at the 1. Trazer Lupa, wideouts on the near side. We're under 4 minutes now. Erickson to Flores at the 5. He's at the 4. Down at the 3-yard line. He'll be about a yard and a half shy of a first down.
All we need is 2.
For the Saints, they're trying to catch the Cougars in a change.
Come on, Saints.
Too many men on the field right now.
Step it.
There's a man on the field, and he gets off in time. There's another man on the field.
I can make it. Snap that ball. God.
And there's Lonnie Erickson in for the touchdown. 3-yard run, Lonnie Erickson. Some irony as the coaches next to us were yelling for Lonnie to snap the ball with too many men on the field for Conant. Lonnie obviously did not hear the coaches. He takes a snap and runs in 3 yards. The Saints have tied the Cougars at 6 with 3:14 left. Chris Dunn attempting the extra points for the Saints. Lon Erickson will hold.
Extra point. This is a big one. This is a big one right here.
Again, a late arrival on the field for the Cougars. There's the kick. It's up. And the Saints lead the Cougars with 3:14 left in the first half by a score of 7-6. And there's a flag on the field. It may be unsportsmanlike conduct. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Cougars.
Yes.
Our Saints now have 87 yards total offense. Lon Erickson was rushed for 12. David Zeit 7. Joel Bruder 18. Matt Flores has rushed for 5 yards, and Erickson has passed for 45 yards. So the Saints will kick off into the wind. Mark DeBasey standing at his own 40-yard line. That unsportsmanlike conduct penalty is declined. The point was good. In high school football, there is no march off on the ensuing kickoff. So the Saints will kick off at their normal field position. 3:14 left in the half. In this IHSA playoff game, the Saints lead 7-6. Low kick at the 25, the 20. There's a problem down there. Finally picked up by number 24. He's got a hole on the far side, and he's going to be taken down at the 35-yard line. Joel Bruder there on the tackle for the Saints, along with Jevin Herman. Own 36-yard line. 1st and 10.
With a little counter.
They now trail. Again, I mentioned earlier they shut out 3 of their last 5 opponents during their 5-game winning streak. So the Saints have done something that 3 of their opponents haven't done. And there's Tom Gilson making the stop along with Jared Funky after a gain of 4 out to the 40-yard line. On the carry for Conant. 2nd down and 6. The ball spotted out to the 41. He got a good spot by the official that time. Usually the refs move it back about a yard.
Split back.
Revick and Carlson split this time behind quarterback Doan. And he's rolling to his left. Cahoon on the rush. There's Knapel. And Doan's still on his feet. He's got the first down. They can't catch him, and he's out of bounds at the Saint 45-yard line. Steve Micah pushed Doan out of bounds at the 45-yard line. The clock stopped with 2:12 in the half.
Until Gilson.
Quarterback Zach Doan, who's considered the passing quarterback of Conant, scrambles for a 15-yard gain, and the Cougars have a first down at the Saint 45-yard line. Doan looking to pass. Got a man up the middle, 81.
Oh, he was right there.
Taken in by Tom Kaplan. He's down to the far side, the 20, and finally taken down by Bruder at the 16-yard line.
You're on the 15.
Tom Kaplan was open at about the 35, 40-yard line. Interception was missed, and he is down to the 16.
Hook.
So on 2 consecutive plays, the Cougars come roaring back. That on the pass from Kaplan, or from Doan to Kaplan, and the ball is at the 14-yard line. We're at 1:48 time remaining here in the half. The give is to Carlson. He's got room on the far side. Micah misses him. Another Saint misses him, and finally down at the 5-yard line, close to a first down.
Close to a first down here. They're giving him the first down.
At the 6. Gordon Sindelar checks in. Steve Micah scurrying over to the sideline. He gets off in time. It's a 2nd down and 2 at the 6. The give is to Revick. He's got some room on the near side. He could go in, and he's going to be pulled down by his jersey. Great tackle that time by number 75 of the Saints. That's Mr. Steve Halverson, and there's a flag down.
Face mask, personal foul, St. Charles.
And there's the call. A flag is against the Saints, and they're calling a face mask, and we can't see where that happened. He had him by the shirt.
Had him by the neck.
It's a defensive play, but either he or another Saint gets called for a face mask on Carlson.
Double tight.
And it's first and goal at the 1. Full house backfield this time. First time we see this by Conant today. The give is to Carlson. He runs easily into the end zone for the touchdown with 43 seconds left in the half. Conant leads the Saints by a score of 12-7.
Watch me.
Should be there.
No. You're going to go for 2.
Winning a 64-yard drive by the Cougars. A 1-yard carry by running back Tony Carlson puts the Cougars on top by a score of 12-7. And going for the 2-point conversion are the Cougars. Carlson and Revick in the backfield. Doan keeps it, and he's going to be brought down on a sparkling defensive play by Mike Cahoon. The conversion is no good. And we still have 43 seconds left in the half, and the Saints trail by 5, 12-7. Kicking off for the Cougars with 43 seconds left in the half. Dennis Bednar is deep for the Saints. Number 20, Gordon Sindelar. Number 6, Dave Trazer.
Yep. He just ran a curl. Funky was not.
Saints have had some deception on at least one of their kickoffs today, in which Joel Bruder took a reverse and moved upfield quite effectively. This ball's taken by the upback, Jevin Herman, at the 25-yard line. Jevin's out to the 35 and maybe down finally at the 38-yard line. So Herman takes a short kickoff, gives the Saints good field position with 36 seconds left in the half. Cranking, we're at 30 seconds. First and 10, Saints at the 38.
No, he was trying to get right.
Erickson throws in there silent. Nobody's on Rettinger. He's at the 45 midfield, and he is going to be stopped at the midfield stripe. And let's see if there's a timeout call here, and it is timeout Saints. Seconds, 50 yards. Saints need some big plays here to try to get on the scoreboard again before the half comes to a close. Lon Erickson, the quarterback. He's got wideouts Gary Lupa on the near side, dropping straight back. They're in a prevent defense. There's a give to Flores. The throw. Flores heading for the sideline. He's taken down in bounds after a gain of 7 at the 43-yard line of Conant. 10 seconds, 9 seconds, 8 seconds. Clock running down.
Time.
We're not going to have time, Buck.
4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and the half is going to run out without the Saints getting a playoff.
Do we have any timeouts? Didn't we have 2? Yeah.
And that's halftime. A playoff game between St. Charles and Conant. Some halftime numbers. The Saints, Lon Erickson has passed made 5 completions out of 9 attempts for 65 yards. In the rushing department, David Zeitz has carried 5 times for only 7 yards. Matt Flores has carried 5 times for 5 yards. Lon Erickson 4 for 12. And Joel Bruder 2 for 18. That's 42 yards total rushing for the Saints. In the receiving end, Lenny Rettinger has had 1 completion for 12 yards. Gary Lupa 3 for 45. And Flores 1 for 8. That's a total of 65 yards. Total offense for the Saints, 107 yards. Some highlights for the Saints. Joel Bruder returned the first kickoff that the Saints brought back, 42 yards on a reverse from Dave Trazer. Steve Micah got in and got a hand on the first extra point attempt for Conant, and then left the score at 6-0. Brett Wenberg on a real clutch interception down at his own 4-yard line. This is after an Eric Ruth bobble on the snap to punt, was dropped at his own 20-yard line. Wenberg came back with the interception. In the scoring department, the Conant Cougars got on the scoreboard first with 10:38 left in the first quarter, when Carlson scored on an 8-yard run, putting the Cougars on top 6-0. That kick was blocked by Micah. Saints scored with 3:14 remaining in the second quarter when Lon Erickson ran 3 yards, tying the game at 6. And then Chris Dunn added the extra point, and the Saints led for the first time by a score of 7-6. Then with 43 seconds on a series that really stunned the Saints with a 15-yard gain by Doan on the ground and a long passing play, they scored on a 1-yard run by Carlson and went on top 12-7. The run was no good, an outstanding tackle by Mike Cahoon. In the Conant statistical area, passing-wise, Doan has passed 2 out of 3 for 35 yards. He was sacked once for 5 yards. In the rushing end, Revick has rushed 6 times for 24 yards. Doan once for 15. Carlson 9 for 29. So the touted Conant running backs, although they've looked effective on short drives, have not rung up yardage. In the receiving department, Guerreri caught both of the passes from Doan for 35 yards. Total offense, 98 yards. So it's a close game statistically. It's a close game on the scoreboard. Saints need to play a little smarter this half. And if they do and play some steady offense, especially getting the ground game going, they have a good chance of taking this game from Conant. Right now, at halftime, Conant leads St. Charles by a score of 12-7. Preparation for the opening kickoff of the second half. Dennis Bednars has the ball teed up at the St. 45-yard line, and that's a result of a 15-yard, and we'll call it an unsportsmanlike delay of game, as the Saints were not on the field with 3 minutes before the kickoff. And Bednars, I'd say maybe unexpectedly, kicks it out of the end zone. The Saints will take over at their own 20, 1st and 10. That kickoff I mentioned was unexpected. The comment was made that perhaps Conant might have tried an onside kick. Obviously they didn't. And the Saints do have the ball at their own 20. Back split behind Lon Erickson. That's Matt Flores, David Zeitz. The give to Zeitz gains maybe a yard and a half on that carry. On that play by number 25, Dave Wesher. 2nd down and 8. They give Zeitz 2 on that carry. 11 and a half minutes left in the third quarter of play. The Saints trail 12-7. Lenny Redinger flanked out on the far side, double tight end formation. The give is to Zeitz. He bounces off one tackler, and he's finally taken down after a 3-yard carry. The tackler, again, I believe, is Wesher, along with the other quarterback, number 11, Brett Sharkey. 3rd down and a long 4 for the Saints. The ball is just inside their own 26-yard line. Under 11 minutes left in the third quarter. Erickson rolling to his right. He's got Lupa over there. Now he throws to Zeitz, and David does not get out to the 30-yard line. He was hit at the 29, made a half spin, and did not get to the 30. And let's see where that mark is. It looks like it's very, very close, but maybe a ball length short. And so Eric, well, I don't see the punting unit coming out. The Saints will go for it.
Come on, let's go.
4th and a ball, length of a ball, 4th and a foot. Biggest play of the game for the Saints offensively. Give us to Zeitz. He's got the first down out to the 32-yard line. And a clutch carry by David Zeitz gives the Saints a first down at their own 32-yard line. Great show of intestinal fortitude that time by Buck Drock and the coaching staff. 2-yard gain by Zeitz, first down at the 32-yard line. Back split behind Erickson. Give is to Zeitz, and he runs into traffic at the 34-yard line. Guerreri there on the stop.
Right.
Gary Lupa in with the play. Jason Reinert comes out. Still double tight end. It's DeBasey and Funky. And Gary Lupa flanks out on the far side. Erickson gives to Zeitz, and he again is hammered right at the line of scrimmage. That's number 55 in there on the stop, Tony Esposito. Defensive line, Mitch Lenzen at center, Steve Halverson, Eric Schmidt, the tackles, Mark DeBasey and Tom Gilson. The tackles, Halverson and Schmidt were the guards. 3rd and 7 at the 35-yard line. Erickson looking to pass over the middle, and it's almost picked off. It was deflected off of Revick's shoulder pad, intended for Matt Samples at midfield. The ball went up in the air, and there were 2 defenders back for Conant. Could not get to the ball in time. That'll bring up a 4th and 5. Now we see Eric Ruth. It's a 4th and 7 at the 35. Tony Carlson, the speedster, back for the Cougars. There's a good kick by Ruth coming down at the 42-yard line, and it is going to roll over on the far side at the 39-yard line where the ball is marked dead, and the Cougars will take over in good field position at their own 39. 1, J.J. Swartwood, number 77, Tom Gilson, 75, Steve Halverson, number 5, Brian Knapel, number 7, Brian Tripp. Cougars at the 39, 1st and 10. Revick, bad snap. Carlson picks it up after a loss of 5. It was a bad snap, and J.J. Swartwood and Mike Cahoon that were there to down that ball on halfback Tony Carlson. 2nd and 15. Saints number 80, Jared Funky, number 35, Mike Cahoon. Out of their huddle, 2nd and 15 at the 35-yard line. 7:44 left in the third quarter. 12-7, the Saints trail. There's Revick, picks up about 3 on the play. Looks like Brian Knapel is there at the bottom of the pile on the stop. It'll bring up a 3rd down and let's call it 13. Backs for the Saints, number 33, Joel Bruder, number 41, Steve Micah, 49, Steve Micah, number 23, Jevin Herman, and number 22, Brent Wenberg. 3rd and 13.
Drop.
The give is to Carlson on the far side, and he's going to be piled out of bounds by Jevon Herman out at the 42-yard line. That'll bring up a 4th down after a gain of 5. Bednar's punting for the Cougars. Back is Gordon Sindelar and Dave Trazer. Bednar's back at his own 27-yard line. 7 minutes and 2 seconds left in the 3rd. Saints trailing by 5. There's a good snap to Bednar's. Ball is going to be taken by Trazer. No, he lets it bounce, and it goes deep into Saint territory. That was a play that was misjudged by Trazer. Back at the 13-yard line, the Saints will take over 1st and 10. Let's get a break. There was a flag lying at the Saint 49-yard line. Personal foul against the Cougars. And that'll cost the Cougars 15. They'll have to punt back at their own 27, 28-yard line.
But against that wind, they got to move on. No, wait a minute.
And the Saints coming back upfield, and the Saints really have gotten a good break here.
Hey, listen, we almost blocked that one, right?
22, so Gordon Sindelar and Trazer get a second chance. They're standing inside their own 45-yard line. Bednar's now at his 12. There's a good snap to Bednar's. And this high spiral going to Trazer at the 42-yard line. He takes it in, dodges one tackler, cuts up the middle. He's got some yardage, and a good return by Dave Trazer back to the 44-yard line. So the Saints will take over this drive in Cougar territory with 6:33 left in the quarter. Spotted at the 44-yard line of Conant. Out to the near side, we've got Jason Reinert and Lenny Rettinger. Flores and Zeitz continue as the running backs for Lon Erickson. The give to Flores up the middle for 2, down to the 42-yard line. 2nd down and 8. Under 6 minutes now in the 3rd quarter. Again, we see Lupa now on the near side along with Reinert in the slot. 2nd and 8. Erickson keeps it himself. He looks like he's going to run. He's at the 40. He's at the 35. He loses the ball, and it's going to be recovered, and we're not sure. It looks like Conant was there. There was a Saint at the bottom of the pile, and the Conant Cougars will take over after the fumble by Lon Erickson back, and there's a flag, and that's got to be unsportsmanlike conduct against the Saints, and 2 crucial mistakes here, the fumble and now the penalty.
Who's on?
So a personal foul against the Saints gives the Cougars a 1st down at the Cougar 43-yard line with 5:38. So another mistake by the Saints, double mistake as I mentioned, the fumble and then the personal foul. And there's Carlson carrying out to the 46. He carries tacklers for a gain of 3. Brian Tripp was there initially, and also Brent Winberg. Gain of 3 on that carry, 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
ball inside the Conant 47-yard line. 3 wideouts on the far side for Conant. The sole running back is Revick. Doan gives to Revick straight up the middle, and he slips maybe a yard on the play out to the 48. Steve Halverson there for the Saints, and also Tom Gilson. Sit on that last tackle. 3rd down and 5 at the 47. Funky came out. Windle went in.
Here comes 35. So you're watching.
In motion is Carlson. Doan looking to pass, and he's going to be hemmed in. Steve Halverson. 4-yard sack by Steve Halverson, and it'll bring up a 4th down and 9. So the Saints come back, and they're going to force the Cougars to punt.
Yeah, I want to run it.
The Cougars. Bednar's again punting from his own 31-yard line. A single safety this time for the Saints. Dave Trazer. See if the Saints can block this one. They look like they're going for it. Trazer back at his 25. Bednar's on his own 30. There's a heavy rush, and the Saints almost get through. Wenberg almost blocked it, and Trazer takes the fair catch in at the Saint 32. Let's see if the Saints can capitalize now.
25 feet.
At the 32-yard line with 3 minutes and 42 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, the Saints still trail the Cougars by a score of 12-7. Lon keeps it himself, pitches out now to Zeitz at the 35 and out to the 38-yard line. Give Zeitz 6 yards if they mark it at the 38.
Right.
Gain of 7 that time for Zeitz out to the 39. They've got a favorable mark that time by the official. 2nd and 3. Wideouts, double wideouts on the far side of the field. Erickson keeps it himself. He's got the first down. He's at the midfield. The 45 to 40. Lon Erickson will go all the way. Lonnie Erickson. 58-yard touchdown by Lon Erickson. No flags on the field. No flags on the field. The Saints go on top by a score of 13 to 12. 58-yard touchdown run. Lon Erickson keeps it himself. The Cougar defense was nowhere to be found on that one. Lining up for the extra point, Chris Dunn, number 12, who's been steady Eddie on points after this season. Lon is holding. That's with 2:56 left. There's a good put down. That kick is off to the right. No good. That was a tough spot by Erickson. But with 2:56 left in the third quarter, the Saints lead the Cougars by a score of 13 to 12. We'll go on to play Glenbard North, who defeated Hoffman Estates this afternoon by a score of 24-14.
Keep walking.
Mark DeBasey will kick off for the Saints. We got to hand it to Lon Erickson on that run. The last time the Saints had it from scrimmage, Lon fumbled. He came off the field more upset with himself than dejected, and by golly, he came back in full force with that 58-yard run. End-over-end kick, and that's to Carlson at his own 16-yard line. He's got a hole up the middle, and Gordon Sindelar takes him down at the 40-yard line, and the Cougars will take over 1st and 10 there. 35, Tony Carlson has carried 11 times for 38 yards for the Cougars. 3 wideouts this time on the near side.
Watch 35, screening Cahoon.
Carlson flanking on this near side. Doan looking, there's a pass to Carlson, and there's a hold, and they let him get away. There's no flag on the play. JJ on the far side gets away. Gordon Sindelar. There should have been a flag on the near side as the Saint tackler was taken down from behind as Carlson had to change his field. They get a 6-yard gain. Again, no flag. Definitely a Saint was tackled from behind on that one. Long 3 at the 47. Coming down on the 2-minute mark in the third quarter of play, the Saints lead 13 to 12. Doan looking to pass. He's being rushed. He's got some time now over the middle, and I believe it's dropped in triple coverage. Joel Bruder was there at the 40-yard line. That pass was dropped, and we don't have that player's number. Identified was number 81 to drop that pass, Tom Kaplan. 3rd down and long 3. Saints need to dig in right here.
No one on slot at all.
Revick and Carlson. Carlson's got it, and Carlson does not get the first down out to the 49-yard line. J.J. Thorwood comes up with the ball, and the officials say that Carlson was down back at the 48-yard line. Punter comes on the field for the Cougars, Dennis Bednards, and looks like Conant will punt.
Joyce to Bill Perry.
Yes, Joyce.
Bill, Mrs. Marquez is
4th down Cougars at their own 48. This time Sindelar, Trazer deep.
Don't jump or don't run.
Bednar's at his 33. Let's look for a fake here. Bednar's looks a little itchy, and he gets the punt away. And fair catch signaled by Sindelar back at his 19-yard line. The Saints have possession with 1:07 in the quarter. They lead 13-12. Huddle 1st and 10 at their own 19.
Boy, look at the 08 here. You 3 guys over here. I mean 09 here, Buck.
Flores Zeitz the backs for Lon Erickson. The give to Zeitz. He's at the 22, fighting for yardage. Maybe out to the 23-yard line. A gain of 4 for David Zeitz.
Okay, let's go right.
It's out to the 24-yard line, so let's call that a gain of 5. It's 2nd and 5 at the 24. Again, the give to Zeitz, and he's going to be wrapped up after a yard gain. That tackle by number 51, Matt Galtz. 41 made that stop, Jason Ambrosen. Ball's outside the Saint 25-yard line, out to the far side, Trazer, and also Lenny Rettinger. And that's the end of the third quarter of play.
That's it. It was.
Saints on top of the Cougars, 13-12.
And then they still want to run. Long drive.
Saints have never won a playoff game in the history of the IHSA playoffs. They're 0-4. The Cougars, on the other hand, after a couple successful years, the last 2, have a 7-7 record in the playoffs. Erickson looking for Zeitz, and that ball almost taken in for the first down at the 32. It rolled off the back of the defender, incomplete. That'll bring up a 4th down.
Fingertips.
Eric Ruth in to punt for the Saints, standing back at his own 12-yard line. Tony Carlson Back at his own 44, Ruth has the wind at his back, and there's a man jumping offside. That'll be a first down for the Saints, unless the Saints move. Let's see what the call is. Major break here for the Saints if it's an offside, and it looks like the Saints offensive unit does come on. Offside, first down, Saints at the 31.
And 31, so I left 31.
11:56 left in the ball game. Saints on top 13-12. They have a first down at their own 31-yard line. Major error, at least at this moment, for the Conant Cougars on that offside. Erickson gives to Zeitz, and David is going to fight for maybe a yard or two. They're going to spot it at the 33-yard line. It'll bring up a 2nd and 8. Some numbers after 3 quarters. David Zeitz has carried 14 times for 33 yards, but the real Saint hero, Lon Erickson, 139 yards of total offense, passing and rushing. Lonnie keeps it himself. He's trying to get back, and he gets up over the 35-yard line. A gain of 2. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 6. 3rd down and 6.
Let's throw the ball.
Their huddle, 3rd and 5. Ball's outside the 35. Reinert on the near side. And Lon's waving Reinert to move up to the 35-yard line. The pitch is to Zeitz on the near side. He may have some blocks. He's fighting for yards. He breaks through the 45, and he's out into Conant territory at the Conant 49-yard line for David Zeitz. He picks up 17 yards on that carry. 1st and 10 Saints. Indicated to the officials their headphones don't work, so now the coaches up here in the press box are not communicating with Buck Drock. There's the give up the middle to Zeitz. He's at the 40, and he is going to be taken down for a first down at the 38-yard line. The tackler, number 70, that's John Whitty, but it's another first down for the Saints. First down, David Zeitz. I believe that's his longest run of the afternoon. 9:48 left in the ball game. The Saints ahead by 1. Ball at the 39. Erickson keeps it himself, rolling to the left side. He looks downfield. He's got a man. It's Jared Funky, and Funky he fumbled when hit, and he landed on his own fumble. Picks up 9 yards down to the 30-yard line. Jared Funky, tough tackle that time by number 40, Eric Revick.
Hey, who's got the phones?
1 and 1 for the Saints at the 30-yard line of Conant. Lupa and Reinert out to the near side. Statistics from a short time ago had St. Charles in total offense leading Conant 215 to 134 yards. And there's Zeitz ahead for 3 yards down to the 26-yard line. We'll make that 2 to the 27. Now with this series, David Zeitz now has 17 carries, 61 yards. He has come alive. David Trazer flanks out to the near side. 8:48 on the clock, and it is running the time left in this ball game. There's the gift to Flores at the 25, the 20, slips down at the 19-yard line, about 2 yards shy of the first down, but a powerful run that time by Matt Flores. That time for Matt Flores. Call it 2nd down and a long 2 at the 20. That was a gain of 8, pardon me. Erickson pitches back to Zeitz. He's at the 20. And he is hammered at the 17-yard line, and he is going to be very close to a first down. It looks like the officials are going to have to measure. That ball is going to be spotted right at the... It's right at the chains. David Zeitz indeed picks up a first down at the 17.5-yard line. Zeitz 18 carries, 63 yards. We're at 8 minutes left in the ball game. Lenny Rettinger out on the near sideline as the whiteout. They give to Zeitz again. He's at the 15, and he picks up 2 down to the 15.
37, left 37. Left.
At the 15-yard line, 2nd down and 8. Jason Reinert splits out to the far side.
Yes.
Gary Lupa, hands on his knee on the near side. Erickson rolling down the line, gives to Zeitz, and David is going to be down to 10 or the 11-yard line, a pickup of about 5. It'll bring up a 3rd down and maybe 2 or 3. 3rd down and 3 for the Saints at the 11. Reinert out to the far side, Rettinger the near side. Flores, Zeitz, the running backs. And moving down the line again, Lon Erickson keeps it himself. If he can cut back, he may pick up the first down, but no, he's going to be hit at the 9, a couple yards shy of the first down.
Fourth down.
And that'll bring up 4th and 2.
Oh, I don't think so.
From the 10, the Saints are going for it. They lead by 1 with 6:09 left in the ball game.
Pitch to Zeitz here.
Erickson going to the left side. He throws in the end zone, and the pass is incomplete. No flags down on downs. Conant will take over at their own 10 with 5 minutes and 58 seconds left in the ball game. So an excellent drive is short-circuited on a 4th down incomplete pass, and the Cougars are 90 yards away from the Saints goal line, trailing by 1.
Oh. Yeah, any kind of mistake.
1st and 10.
No big passes. No, we can't have any kind
Tony Carlson, the halfback in the I formation. And there's a give to the up back. And let's see if that was Revick. He gets out to maybe the 13-yard line.
All right, let the clock go. I like that play.
Brian Knapel there for the Saints.
Ronnie, you like that?
By number 30, Herbert House. Revick back in. He and Carlson are the running backs and backup quarterback Zach Doan. 2nd and 8. Doan rolling to the near side. He's got a rush. And J.J. Swartwood gets a hand on him, and then Doan gets away. Brian Knapel misses him, and finally Funky misses him, and out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Shy of a first down goes Zach Doan.
Whatever we
3rd down, and let's call it a long 3, almost 4. The ball's on the Conant 16-yard line. First down's at the 20. Doan moving down his line of scrimmage, and there's a pileup. It's going to be close for a first down. Halverson there on the stop for the Saints, also Tom Gilson. If the ball's over the 20, it's a first down.
measure.
Official measurement gives the Conant Cougars a first down at the 20-yard line. We're down to 5 minutes and 10 seconds left in the ball game. The Saints on top, 13-12.
Yeah, well, they've been the full number.
In the I formation, Revick the fullback, Carlson the halfback.
Get him a situation that 89 was there, the Rambo.
Zach Doan the quarterback has hurt the Saints a little bit tonight on some scrambles.
Nail him.
Doan runs into Revick, keeps it himself, and he is going to be stopped after a gain of 1. I see Steve Halverson at the bottom of that pile on quarterback Zach Doan.
2 yards.
Quarterback is number 11, not Zach Doan, it's Brett Sharkey, who was known as the running quarterback. Sharkey, hands under center, comes up to the near side, he's got some pressure, he throws, and that pass is, oh, nice hit by Joel Bruder on number 80. It's Dave Kelby, the pass falls incomplete, a hard hit by Joel Bruder.
Uh-oh, we got a guy down.
Coming off the field, carried off the field, number 35, Mike Cahoon, looks to have a right leg injury. We've got a 3rd down and 8 with 4:16 left. The ball is at the 22-yard line.
Coach.
Gordon Sindelar in on the near side as the cornerback. And there's Sharkey keeping. Swartwood's on him, and he's going to be wrapped up. Initial hit by Swartwood. Tripp is there. And a few other Saints came in. It'll bring up 4th and 10.
Son of a bitch.
Fourth down with 4:02 left. Zach Doan is back in at quarterback. The Cougars going for it.
Nail him.
Biggest play of the game for both teams. Doan back to pass. There's Funky rushing. He's held off. There's a pass. And it's intercepted by Jevin Herman at the 33. He's at the 30. He's at the 25, the 20, the 15. And he's out of bounds at the 7-yard line. Jevin Herman. We talked about the biggest play of the game. Jevin Herman turns it in for the Saints. A 4th and 10. It's intercepted. And there's a flag out at the 22. Let's see what it's about. It's got to be after the interception.
Oh, no.
What a chicken.
Jevin Herman, hero of the moment. Let's see what the flag is all about. That interception comes with 3:49 left in the game. Herman ran the ball back and was taken out of bounds at the 8-yard line. We've got to guess there's a penalty on the run back, and the official's still discussing what that flag is all about.
That's a bogus flag. How can you not expect a little excitement there? What do you do?
And both teams, and we're assuming it's after the interception return, so the ball will be spotted at the 8 or 9-yard line. Saints have possession. Clock shows 3:49 left in the ball game, and now the officials are conferring once again as to what the situation is. We've had more discussions than an NFL team has had in this ball game. Saints on the field. Zeitz floors the running backs, and now we're having the officials come over to Coach Buck Drock. We've seen some more bizarre, at least we think is bizarre officiating. Everyone cannot understand this. Offsetting unsportsmanlike conducts marched at half the distance to the 5-yard line and then 15 yards out against the Saints out to the 20. But in any event, it's 1st and 10 for the Saints at the 20. Ball's given to Zeitz ahead for maybe 2 down to the 17, and Zeitz fumbles, and the Cougars have the ball at the 17-yard line. 3:43 left. It's time for defensive heroics again. The ball at the 19-yard line. Conant has possession.
17's in there. Come on, we're going to get a rush.
3:29, the clock is running. Doan, the quarterback, looking to pass. He's got, now they're going to hit him and knock him down back at the 12-yard line. J.J. Swartwood and Tom Gilson there. J.J. made the first hit.
Run that clock.
Clock is running with 3:15 left in the ball game. 15-yard line, it's a 2nd down and 14. Clock coming up and 3 minutes left in the ball game. Big play time here for the Saints. It's in the hands of the defense. Doan gives to Carlson. Carlson is going to be taken down at the line of scrimmage. Jared Funky, Brian Knaple, Matt Samples, Gordon Sindelar for the Saints. Carlson is 3rd and 14 at the 15. We're down to 2:25. The clock continues to run. Doan looking to pass. He's got time. He throws, and a pass falls short at the 30-yard line, intended for number 81. That's Kaplan. It'll bring up 4th and 14.
Let's go, D. Step it up.
It's deja vu all over again. We're looking at another 4th down play for the Cougars. 4th and 14 at the 15. Backs in an I formation. Doan back to pass. He's got to get to the 29. He's got time. He lofts it out there, and Kaplan cannot hang on to it. Joe Bruder, Gordon Sindelar with the hits. No flags. The Saints take over at the 15-yard line. 2 minutes and 12 seconds left in this ball game. The Saints lead by a score of 13-12.
Just do it.
Saints have to hold on to the ball. They're at the 15-yard line. 2:12 on the clock. 2:12 on the clock.
You know they're going to be
Boy,
punching.
he cuts his back.
Erickson has trouble with the snap and gives to Zeitz straight ahead down to the 11-yard line. Gain of 3.5 or 4 for David Zeitz. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 6. At the 11-yard line, it's a 2nd down and 6. The clock down to 1:44. Erickson, hands under center. Keeps it himself, gets the reverses it to Zeitz. A counter down to the maybe the 10-yard line. He might have picked a yard up on that. That'll bring up 3rd down and 6.
Got it.
09.
Under 1:10 left in the ball game. 3rd and 6 at the 11-yard line.
We only got 1:04. We don't want to kick it.
Big play here for the Saints. Erickson pitches wide to Zeitz, and he is going to be taken down for a loss back at the 15-yard line. Loss of 4. It'll bring up 4th and 10, and there's a timeout with 53 seconds left charged against Conant.
No, it's not right now.
The 16-yard line is 4th down and 11. The clock stopped at 53 seconds. Saints lead by 1 point. Lon Erickson, quarterback, double tight ends, Samples and Funky. Erickson looking to pass. He's trying to escape one tackler. He's at the 20. He's at the 15. He's at the 10. Down to the 9-yard line. And on downs, the Cougars will take over inside their own 10 with 43 seconds left in the ball game.
43 seconds. Go.
Doan, the quarterback. Could be, should be the last drive of the game. Hands under center, single setback, 3 wideouts. Doan looking to pass, throws on the far side, and it's taken in by Carlson. And Carlson's going to be, he's breaking away, and he's tripped at the 45-yard line. There's a flag back at the 33.
There's a face mask, coach.
On us?
And Conant Cougars are at the St. 40-yard line with 19 seconds, 18. The clock is running. The clock is running. Down to 14 seconds, 13. Doan looking to throw it near sideline, and he throws short at the 38 with 10 seconds on the clock. The Saints lead by 1.
Watch a hitch and go.
Watch hitch and
They're
go.
just setting up a hitch and go here.
We couldn't cut the tension with a knife if we could try. It's as thick as it can get here. The ball's at the 40-yard line.
St. Charles 40.
Saints lining up.
Watch 30.
Got to hold him one more play, maybe, unless there's an incomplete pass. Doan, the quarterback.
We got everybody.
Back to pass. He looks on the near side. The pass is, oh, goodness. It was in and out of the arms of Brian Dustin, and 6 seconds are left on the clock. It's 3rd and 10 at the 40 of St. Charles.
Go by 35.
I'm staying on. You can
Tell Winberg, watch 35 here. All we got to do is tackle the
The
guy.
Saints can hold here. We won't even be able to hear ourselves here in the press
All we got to do
box.
is tackle here.
Saints have never won a playoff game in 4 tries.
6 seconds.
6 seconds on the clock. Doan back to pass. 4, 3, 2. Doan's got the ball. 2, 1. That's the ball game. That's the ball game. The Saints win. The Saints win. 13-12. The Saints win.
There's no flags.
We don't see flags on the field. The Saints are out celebrating. The Saints have won their first IHSA playoff game ever. And they will advance to Saturday's ball game against Glenbard North, who defeated Hoffman Estates by a score of 24-14 tonight.
You're awesome.
The Saints have a real nail biter. The final score 13-12. I don't know how you can describe it any more than what you've seen so far this evening. We've seen a lot of mistakes, a lot of outstanding plays. I think above all, the Saints defense has really come through once again against a very, very tough offensive team led by Tony Carlson of the Conant Cougars. So the Saints at a high. They've got another game coming up in 3 days. Got some final numbers for the Saints. David Zeitz has carried 22 times for a total of 69 yards. Matt Flores has carried 8 times for 15 yards, and Lonnie Erickson carried 5 times for 78 yards. Joel Bruder pitched in with 2 carries for 18 yards. Lonnie Erickson, definitely the hero of the game once again for the Saints. He completed 7 out of 14 passes for 78 yards, and he led the Saints with some clutch passing along the way. Summarizing the scoring, the Cougars got on the scoreboard first on an 8-yard run by Carlson at the 10:38 mark of the first quarter. The extra point was blocked by Steve Micah, and that is extremely significant in this ball game. The Cougars led 6-0. Saints came back in the second quarter. 3:14 remains in the half, and Lonnie Erickson goes in on a 3-yard run, ties it at 6, and Chris Dunn makes a very important extra point to put the Saints on top 7-6. And then with 43 seconds left in the half, Carlson again scored, this time on a 1-yard run to put the Cougars ahead at halftime, 12-7. Again, and again most significantly, the running play for the 2-point conversion was stopped by Mike Cahoon in the backfield. Cahoon later goes out of the game with a leg injury. If we could credit the score being only 12 points for the Cougars, Mike Cahoon is responsible for that at this juncture. And then in the third quarter, the winning score for the Saints, a 58-yard run by Lon Erickson. I'm not sure if I was even heard during that play. Putting the Saints on top 13-12. The Chris Dunn kick went wide to the right. It really didn't matter. The Saints were on top to stay 13-12. And joy reigns on the Saints sideline, the Saints locker room. We'll see you on Saturday at Glenbard North. Again, the St. Charles Fighting Saints advance in the state tournament over at Conant by a score of 13-12.